guy? Let's play as him. Is he from the far future or is he from the far past? Keitaro Miura. Oh, he's from the far, far future.
Miura-kun? What do you need?
Oh, it's her.
Need something to hear your voice.
I guess not, but we're supposed to be working. How's everything on your end?
Sector 2's construction is going pretty smoothly so far. We should be able to sustain a second colony soon. All it'll take is 4 more orbit stops. You doing okay?
Still getting used to zero-G, and trying not to puke.
Take
As
the
for the
bandage
project,
guy.
we've got a few complications.
Yeah, okay.
Got the ethics committee breathing down our necks.
Didn't know space exploration was a matter of ethics.
No, they're all worked up about our machines. Their self-replication is what's making the board nervous.
Oh, did we
Lead to
create the
invasion of
monsters?
Intelligent life or something.
They're worried about a war with aliens that might not even exist. Shouldn't our ethics team be more grounded in reality?
You're one to talk. Still reading about history 24/7?
Yeah, it's fascinating stuff. I'm reading about the Pacific War right now.
200 years
The
ago,
specific
right?
Pacific.
When this all started?
Part of a world war involving countless powerful nations. It reshaped the way we approach technology and ideology. Like I said, fascinating stuff. If I could pick an era to be born in, I'd live around then.
That's cool. So he's dressed up like an old era person. Presumably because at some point he gets teleported there. But because he's a fanboy of that era.
Sounds like a big mess to me.
Oh, well. If you'd like, I could send over some light reading on it.
I think I'll pass. So, any idea when we can meet up again?
It'll be about 420 hours till the next time I'm off.
Nice. No,
I'll keep in touch,
420.
Natsuno.
Good.
Is there
I'll be
a
looking
thing you
forward
do?
to it.
420. I don't know. How are these all teenagers? When have they had time? Oh, it's a particularly cloudy day. I begin military service tomorrow, standing by at the school. I was too excited and anxious to sleep last night. What's the wooden building? Hold your hat, it will fall off. Oh, if you just put it back a bit, it won't.
Takatoshi-san.
A brand new schoolhouse with all its luxuries. And not a single student attending.
They need every able-bodied student at the factories.
I know, we're in a state of emergency. Just a shame that it's come to this, I suppose.
Takatoshi Hijiyama. Oh. The long hair, right? Are they all teenagers? He looks like a goddamn general.
He's a year above me, but we're the same age. We grew up in the same town together. He was such a mess. Seems like he's shaped up, though. He's found a certain dignity ever since he enlisted.
Okay, so they enlisted school kids. But still!
I heard a rumor from the Marines at the port. They say we have no ships left. That it's a hopeless war.
What's wrong, Keitaro? You resent being drafted?
No. Just, of all people, why'd they choose me?
Don't let your nerves get to you again. You'll get to fight for your country before your peers. That's an honor and a privilege.
I'm just going to look up the Pacific War. Just want to verify. Okay. Yes. So the Pacific War, sometimes called the Asia-Pacific War, was the theatre of World War II that was fought in Asia, the Pacific Ocean, the Indian Ocean, Oceania. It was geographically the largest theatre of war. And here's some terrible, terrible pictures. And when I say terrible, I don't mean like, oh, who's this photographer? They're rubbish. I mean, it's pictures of war. Oh, there's goddamn that again. Hang on, we solved this already, didn't we? We solved it by doing this. Cool. I don't know how long that's been there, sorry about that. Yeah. Yeah. Doesn't go well for them.
You don't have to worry anyway. One look at it, and you'll know this war is ours.
At what exactly?
I can't say too much out here, but we have a secret weapon. Our own key to victory. You'll see it in the armory soon enough.
But we're just students. Why do we have access to something so secret?
Because we've been chosen as pilot cadets for that very weapon.
So, I don't know if this is specifically supposed to be a reference, like a lot. So, I have... You know the idea of rock and roll, right? That if you don't understand the lyrics to rock and roll, the song's either about sex, drugs, or rock and roll. So, like, Muse, Plug-in Baby. It's about a guitar. Lots of 80s songs are just about sex, right? Or drugs. So if you want to be lazy and talk about anime or computer games, one of the easiest things to say, well, it's probably about a nuclear bomb. Because it's like the massive event that affected them, right? So if you think about Final Fantasy, which is a great example, the end boss, well, the order of the bosses can change, right? There's 4 villains in every Final Fantasy. One of the villains is always going to be an inscrutable, not evil, but like mass destruction. Inscrutable, unintelligible destruction. It cannot be reasoned with, cannot be bargained with. And if you think about, like, that's what a nuke is. Like, especially if you consider how anime looks at, like, American-Japanese relations, they never ever seem to, like, blame Americans. They're never like, Americans did this to us. They're not afraid of Americans. They're afraid of just massive destruction. And the most exobvious, that's not a word, exobvious. The most obvious example of this, the one that I can say genuinely is a reference, is Godzilla. Because Godzilla is a metaphor for the nuclear bomb. And this game's about kaiju. And Godzilla's the first kaiju. So that's why it's important, and why I didn't really consider, when's the Pacific War? Like, I don't know the names of things. That America's secret weapon was that, right? So, although, I don't want to get into, like, a subject that I don't know very much about, but, because America didn't need to drop that nuke, right? That's a terrible thing they did. The war would have ended regardless. I think is generally accepted by people who know what they're talking about. The nuke was unnecessary for ending the war. It might have been politically relevant, but Japan had thoroughly lost. And what I do know is Japan was just Japan was terrible. Like, it was a dictatorship. It was bad. Like, it doesn't mean what was done to them was good, but like the general population didn't deserve anything that happened to them. Certainly not in Hiroshima or Nagasaki, right? Because those were civilian populations that American put bombs on, by the way. But like, also, Japan was a terrible authoritarian state at this point, which was just going, look, we're going to make the Americans give up by just throwing our civilians, making so they have to continuously kill people, which is a tactic that doesn't work because your enemies don't care about your people. It's also why you can't drop bombs on their civilian populations and hope that like, if they don't care about their own people, then you can't threaten them with hurting their own people. They're already hurting their own people. That only works on people that aren't authoritarians. Anyway, don't push me on this because I recently learned a lot of this and I'm just repeating it like, you know, like a child. And then they did so, like, but the place I got it from is very well researched and it left all the kind of references and stuff. My point is, one, Japan was definitely not the good guys like here. And two, the kind of metaphor for nuclear bombs that Godzilla's are.
But keep it quiet. Maximum level security. Not even your family can know.
Understood.
Well, they've got future technology, don't
A
they?
secret weapon powerful enough to win the war. And out of all the potential pilots across Japan, they chose me. What can I do?
They chose me. Sorry, I'm trying to... I didn't even graduate from fucking high school. Well, he hasn't actually. Me, the chosen one. They chose me. Sold another... I'm trying to remember the lyrics to a Tool song. And it's a song about a guy who's been abducted by aliens. He's been treated by an Australian doctor, and it's just babble. It's very fast, because he's on LSD, I think. Because it's about this is relevant, by the way. This will be relevant. I'm not just being random with the song. They probably didn't mean to reference the song, but like, it's still relevant because the song's about the CIA secret project where they're like, let's just give people drugs and see what's happened, because the CIA are terrible. MK Ultra, is it? I don't know if Japan knows much about MK Ultra. Presumably somebody does. I mean, I'm English and I know about it, but like, America's also English speaking, so it's considerably easier for me to learn. But you know, it's a interesting, horrific thing. MK Ultra. It's quite fucked up. Anyway, so like, the plot of the song is he's seen aliens, but has he seen aliens, or is he just an insane person who was in because of the drugs that he was put under, right? And it's important to note that Tool are fans of Bill Hicks, and Bill Hicks was a comedian who he didn't. What am I talking about? Of course, he took LSD. He was a hippie. He was well into his drugs, but he swore that he saw aliens while he was high, and he knows what that sounds like, right? But like, he thinks that was a genuine. He thought he's dead, right? Wish I was dead, Bill Hicks. But now I'm quoting someone else. We're like 4 quotes in a row. That's a comedian called Stuart Lee. He does a bit on being dead, Bill Hicks. Like, I've had no time, got a child, I've had to work. Wish I could be dead, Bill Hicks. Wish I could just get by on the one special, because I'm dead. It's supposed to invoke, I love Stuart Lee. It's supposed to invoke the sort of reaction of like, you're not Bill Hicks, how dare you compare. That's the reaction he wants, because he likes to have a sort of antagonistic relationship with his audience. He does get old, because he keeps going, oh, those guys, they know, you know, they're, like, I'm working with a mixed room here, and these guys, they've already figured out the joke, they've laughed, yeah, I'm gonna have to explain, like, how do I do that? And he'll always build this imaginary section of people that are like, oh, I wish I was just doing smaller rooms, smart, because he wants to come across as like this smug leftist. Anyway, that yeah. Anyway, I've been distracted for long enough. What I'm saying is that song. What the hell's that song called? Because the song's not called MK Ultra. It's called something to do with Truman. It's one of the presidents, presumably the guy who said, "Yeah, let's just put people on drugs and see what happens." So the important thing about MK Ultra, I think it's MK Ultra, at least one of the weird CIA drug trials, is that the American terrorist, what's his name? Well, not his actual name. It doesn't matter what his actual name is. The Unabomber, who's like this genius who had this manifesto. He was a part of their trials, and it's like it's very easy to be a conspiracy theorist and go, oh. Not that they did it on purpose. I'm implying that they took this guy who was a very intelligent man and did fucking stuff to his brain with drugs, and then he was a terrorist afterwards. Kind of feels like that was their fault, at least partly. Anyway, I guess there is a CIA in this. They're the Men in Black in this game, aren't they?
Will I be any help at all?
Anyway, that's a whole bunch of subjects that there are definitely people on the internet who will know a lot more about me and can correct me if I'm wrong. And please don't be too angry if I've got an incidental detail wrong.
A secret weapon powerful, and out of all the potential, what can I do? Well,
They chose me.
So what is this new weapon?
We've been calling it a Sentinel. A heavily armored craft that requires a pilot to operate. It'll help us gun down the enemy at our shores.
So the Americans really are coming for us.
We've been forced to abandon many of our posts overseas. At this rate, we'll have to end this on the mainland. Our homeland's future is in the hands of this Sentinel. But they're good hands. A single Sentinel rivals aircraft carriers in terms of power. No, it could outmatch an entire military on its own. Whatever they've got will keep our homeland safe. And one day, we'll take the fight to American soil.
You did. That's how it started. It
I didn't think anyone else would come here.
was called
I'll
Pearl
see who
Harbor.
it is.
That's American soil, right? Oh, hang on. Yeah, so you're her. Well, or them. Let's say them.
Tamao-san.
So this is where you've been hiding. Takatoshi-san. Goodness, look at you. Such a gentleman now.
Hey, Tamao-san. What brings you here?
I had to see Keitaro-san off. And when I heard you were back too, I had to come. I wanted to give you this. I made some ohagi for you.
I do know that Japan does downplay. All countries downplay all the terrible things they did. And I'm from the UK. I think arguably, I know it's fun to say all the bad things America does, because they're quite big at the moment, and China, of course, is quite popular to say, look at the terrible things they're doing right now, and they are doing terrible things right now. But like, Britain has a long history of terrible things, and schools don't teach the bad things. The school, like in my school, I was taught about the Spanish Armada. Now, we took out the Spanish Armada with British ingenuity. They don't teach Spanish kids about the Spanish Armada. You don't get told about your failures. You don't get told about your atrocities, right? So yeah, Japan is really bad for not owning up to some of the terrible things it did. So I do have to wonder if they've really written this so that Japan is the good guys. I mean, obviously this is a weird sci-fi game about aliens, right? And I'm just going to roll with it. But just like, but you've put it in a historical context now. You placed me here.
Maybe you and Takatoshi-san can share them.
Well, I am partial to ohagi.
The rations don't give us that much sugar. I'm afraid they won't be very sweet.
I'm sure they'll be delicious. Thank you.
There's a lot of eating food in this game.
Is this a friend of yours?
Yes, I invited her along.
Pardon me, but have we met?
Oh, that's Kiriko-chan. She came to us from Tokyo.
It's fine. You really don't have to introduce me.
But he's asking about you, Kiriko-chan.
I'm Kiriko Doji, sirs.
I'm Takatoshi Hijiyama. Pleased to meet you. Wait, Doji? Any relation to Professor Heizo Doji?
I'm his daughter. I hope that doesn't bother you.
No, far from it. I just never imagined his daughter would be so...
I've heard about Kiriko-san's father. They say he's a remarkable teacher, though I didn't realize he was a professor. Professor Doji's here? If he's at the armory, that can only mean...
That's enough, Keitaro. His involvement with the new weapon is highly confidential.
Shouldn't have said weapon.
Damn it.
Oh, don't worry, we won't tell. You're pretty funny.
Keitaro-san, do you know where you'll be stationed?
He'll be working alongside me. The armory's not too far from here. However, it may be some time until he's back.
Tamao-san, you and the Kurabes have been nothing but kind to me. I can only give you my thanks, from the bottom of my heart. I'll have to leave my little sister with you, so please, take care of her for me.
How do you have a
Don't
little
you
sister?
worry
You're
about
from
a
the
thing,
future.
Keitaro-san. I'll take good care of Chihiro-chan.
And
Who's Chihiro? Alright, I know. Server game. I have a feeling. Not on this screen. Right, there's a little girl on some of the screens, and that's going to be Chihiro, I reckon. But I also think Chihiro is more than one character. I'm just going to go into the mystery files. There's a Chihiro here. Isn't it? Isn't it? Yeah, Morimura. Is that Chihiro? Yeah. So I think she's the second main character after Juro, right? And she's not done anything yet. So maybe she's from the earlier past.
tell her I won't be gone for long. The second I get time off, I'll come visit.
Keitaro, it's almost time. They're expecting us. We'd better get going.
I'll be back.
Do take care, you two.
I promise. I'll be back.
Clear skies today. I'm off this afternoon until 0800 this morning. I really must slide myself to the right slightly. Oh, it's nightfall, Tokisaka Shrine, a few months later.
What was that just now? Some kind of flash.
Oh yes, I remember. He said about the time travel.
It came from around here, I think.
In fact, he came forward with him, didn't he?
Tokisaka Shrine. Maybe I saw a visiting god. Not likely. So much for my first day of time off. It's already night. Chihiro's probably worried about me. Our new top-secret military weapon called a Sentinel. I've been selected as a cadet to pilot it. Air raids have plagued several regions for months now. At this rate, the Americans will completely destroy Japan. We have to do something. Professor Doji. Kiriko-san disappeared after that incident. And Professor Doji has gone silent ever since. It just doesn't make sense. State your name. I know you're there. Freeze! Who are you?
I'm just not gonna answer.
Shouldn't you be wearing pants?
Huh? Maybe wearing gym clothes wasn't the best idea.
I don't know why you're here, but it's dangerous to be out this late on your own. Allow me to escort you home.
Who are you?
My name is Keitaro Miura. I'm stationed at the armory nearby. But I'm off duty now, so I was on my way home. So, what's your name?
Natsuno. Natsuno Minami.
Which way to your place, Natsuno-san?
Good question. Kind of a complicated answer, though.
Wait. What's that sound?
No sounds. Oh no! Oh, look at this! Look how good that is.
What's going on?
An air raid. They're trying to bomb the factory. But that's near where the Karapes live.
So one thing I should say about Nagasaki and Hiroshima is they may have had factories in, but that's not why they chose them.
Stay here. It should be safe at this distance.
But what about you?
I have to go help.
Wait!
Follow him.
What? Seriously? Do I have to? Ugh. Fine, whatever. If everything goes wrong, it's totally your fault.
Chihiro!
Look at this.
Hot. Hey, hold on a sec.
Why did you follow me?
I don't know.
Fine, but just stay there. It's clear here, but the flames are stronger up ahead.
You're not going in, are you?
I have to. That house up ahead is where my sister's staying.
This looks amazing. 1, 2. Okay, yeah, I do. I've got sound.
This can't be happening. It's completely gone. It must have been a direct hit. Chihiro! Tamao-san!
Bunny.
This belongs to Chihiro. Chihiro! Tamao-san! Our mother's terrible at sewing, but she made this for Chihiro. I'd never seen her struggle with anything so hard, but she did it. It's pieced together with scraps of cloth. Not the best quality. Even still, Chihiro took it with her wherever she went.
While I do know of a piece of fiction that's about time travel and a stuffed rabbit, I believe that is purely coincidence, and I'm not going to talk about it.
Chihiro! You're safe. Where's Tamao-san?
So we've seen her on loading screens.
Keitaro-san!
Tamao-san.
It's all gone.
Kurabe? In Juro Kurabe?
No. But you're alive, and that's what matters.
We ran to the shelters as soon as we heard the sirens. But Chihiro-chan ran off alone. She said she was going back to the house.
'Cause you were coming home. And if nobody was there to see you, you'd be really sad.
Chihiro.
Feel like a child in this situation. Let's ignore the fact that they're all children. You've got to do that for the entire game, to be honest. A child would just be fucking bawling right now. Like, oh my word, this has got to be the scariest. I'd be bawling. They're having a remarkably calm conversation.
So they're all safe and sound, huh?
Natsuno-san.
Ooh
What is
la.
Another American weapon?
I'm scared.
We can't stay here. Everyone, get moving!
It definitely has 4 legs.
Everything on that side of the Kaede River is on fire.
Looks like it's headed toward Kamazumi next.
So the thing about a tripod, like what this camera's currently on, is for a moving creature. It's alien, right? Like all the animals on this planet have either 4 legs, 2 legs, 8 legs, fucking tons of legs. But like, how many do you know that has 3? Can you think of any? Like, and I don't mean like a horse that's lost its leg. Not a horse, they shoot those, don't they? People are bastards. Like a dog, whatever, you know, like a naturally 3-legged thing. So it's weird, right? That's why you want, that's weird. Alien robot, and it's got 3 legs, isn't that creepy? It has to move in this new way, I've got to figure out. Like, it's kind of less interesting than 4 legs.
Big brother. Why are they showing up in this era?
That was a weird thing you said out loud.
I've always heard the US had an industrial advantage over us. That thing has to be one of their weapons. They've finally come for our homeland. And if we don't stop them... Tamao-san, please take care of Chihiro.
Big brother!
Stay
Sorry,
with
that's
her and
scratchy
do as
throat.
you're told. Understand? Tamao-san, can I ask you to look after Natsuno-san too?
What about you?
I'm going back to the armory. You stay with Tamao-san. She'll keep you safe. Now go. I'll show them that Japan can still fight. This is the day I've been training for. Against the Sentinel, they don't stand a chance.
You hear all that? I know. I'm on it.
And there we go, we finished the prologue. Must have spent a lot of time talking because well, how long have we been streaming? For 3.5 hours, and I feel like I've only done 3 character stories. Don't know now. Maybe I've lost count. The Keitaro, Miura. Boy who shifted from 1945 to 1985. Who's the future dude then? He's considerate, very earnest, and takes good care of his little sister. Hides his forehead with a scar with a hat. Oh, that's why he's got the hat on. Takatoshi Hijiyama and Tamao Kurabe, both his childhood friends. No one loves his country more than he does. Colony in satellite orbit. Up in Earth in 2187. Once completed, it had a diameter of 30 kilometers and was docked with multiple giant cylindrical food production silos. That's a very specific detail you just gave there. 1940s. The city is a sea of flames due to kaiju attacks. There we go, we've unlocked this. Should we be playing on intense? I want to unlock all this stuff. Second generation, third generation only on the strike team.
We have to
Leave it to me. Not a problem. Here goes.
leave it to me.
Sorry. Don't think I can.
Ooh.
Sorry. Don't think I can.
Means I'm going to have to do it with 5 people. Oh well. Can I customize them? Do I have any things? Yeah, I've got loads. We'll do like 1,000 each. We'll do these people first. No, not that one. Oh, don't even have that one unlocked. Equip it. Hit. Range missiles. Unlock that, I guess. Equip it. Pulse lasers. Convergent lasers. I'm just doing this randomly, to be honest. Pulse lasers. No leg spike. That's too expensive. Lasers. Demolish a blade. There we go. There's a bunch of people. These two haven't been upgraded yet. Begin. 60 seconds. Be gone in 60 seconds.
Everyone here?
Is it just me, or is my robot a little slower than everyone else's?
The second generation Sentinels are more heavily armed than other models, but also more heavy in general. They're well over 2,000 tons, so careful where you step. Don't want to crash through some underground structure.
The fusion reactor on it is pretty heavy, but its energy output is off the charts. Enough that it can power a plasma arc fusion cutter. Once you know how to use that, you'll be slicing up kaiju like a knife through butter.
Their original purpose was to break down massive pillars for high-rise buildings. Of course they'd be heavy. But in a close-quarters fight, that 1,300-ton grip strength will come in handy.
Second generation models are linked to a squad of support units too. They'll respond to distress calls. If you can figure out the best time to use them, you might just turn the tides of battle.
I don't know if I can remember all that.
Okay. Gotta stay calm.
We can do this, right?
What? I've got to stay calm. It's made out of steak.
Let's go, Natsuno. Gonna be okay. Definitely.
Gotta think. Okay.
Stay
Who's
calm.
got a...
I've gotta keep it together. Let's go, Natsuno.
What now?
Focus.
What's the shape? Okay, so you are
Stay calm. What's
in a
the
bit of a
situation?
rubbish place. So you should move like out there.
I've gotta do this.
Number
14, moving on. Getting movement. Kaiju ahead. Let's go, Natsuno.
From above.
I'll beat you. How's that? All right. Stay calm. Here goes.
There we go. Why do I have such a scratchy...
Took him
Has
down.
it been talking for like hours?
I'll take them down.
Where are they?
That's a shame. It's quite a lot to use on one thing. That's kind of annoying.
What's our plan?
I need to think.
Okay, sentry gun.
Need help.
Will you shoot that?
There ain't
No,
anything here.
yes you can.
What to do?
From above.
Eva. Hit it. Focus. Please hit. Yes. I beat the
Lovely.
hell.
Picking up enemy heat signatures. Signatures from above. I have to focus.
What do I have? It's gotta be better, right?
Damn kaiju.
Damn damn kaiju.
Got him.
They're targeting kaiju. I'll take them down quick.
Heat signatures from above.
Yeah, I want the heavy knuckles, don't I?
I'll just... Number 14.
Not throwing
Beginning
a-
what to do. Hold up! How's that?
Oh, no,
Stay calm.
I got confused about.
How
I
do
also want to
I...
move her closer then. Not that way.
Number 15, moving out.
How's this? I won't back down.
Just shoot those two.
Did I get it?
I'll take them down quick.
Heavy knuckles.
I can take them all. Got that. A hit.
Okay. Can't mess this up. Number 13. Enemy signals detected.
I've got to do this.
Within enemy threat range.
I can do it. How's that? It worked. Gotta keep it together.
Probably want to take out these first.
Ready for this? Get it. I can help. Yes. Attack, yes.
Enemy on the move. Leave it to me. Take that.
Probably should have done the ones on the other side first. I'm not sure why I did that.
We can do this. What do I do? How do I...
Heavy knuckles.
Yes! How's that? I got it!
Locked on. I have to focus. That hit. Got it.
Gonna be
Okay,
okay.
you just hit one thing at a time.
Definitely. How's that? What's the
This
situation?
is working out.
You. Attack, yes. See ya.
What's our plan? They don't stand a chance. Did I get
You can
it?
keep shooting things until they
Can't
die.
mess this up. Just watch.
Whatever.
That hit. Got it.
What do I do? How do I... Number 15, moving out. I'll just... What to do? Number 14, beginning movement. Together. Just watch.
No gun.
Hit.
Which damage have we taken?
Sentinel okay.
15 within enemy threat range.
I'm on it. That hit. I
There,
did
isn't
it.
it? Cool.
We can do this. Right? Please hit. It worked. How's that?
Stay calm. Remember
Punching
your
him to
training.
death.
Leave it to me. A hit. Too slow.
I can help.
Heavy knuckle. I'm thinking heavy use of these heavy knuckles. Something gun there.
Need help. Gotta keep my spirits up. Gonna be okay. Definitely. Gotta keep it together.
No gun.
Get it!
Can't mess this up.
Heavy knucks.
Got it. They're down.
Lovely.
Termination of enemy signals confirmed.
Less than a minute, right?
question. We can't just leave her. I'm gonna go meet up with her. We'll make sure she runs somewhere safer. We're counting on you.
Where's Kisaragi? Where did she just run off to?
Well,
Kisaragi, what's your status? Answer me. Kisaragi, that girl is...
I know. I'll get back to the battle once Miura goes safe.
The thing holding her school bag, her satchel, was like in the shape of a rabbit's head. And whenever I think of rabbit, I think of Alice in Wonderland. But
we're okay.
got ourselves a mystery point. Lovely. Second generation Sentinels. Yes, lovely. Wacko Sawatari. Couple of mystery points. No, I shan't. I don't think I'm allowed to, am I? Oh, I totally am. Cool. Lovely. That all worked out for me, didn't it? Right, so I'm going to let you go. I've been John Proxy, channel John of the West, and of course I've been live on Twitch channel John Proxy. Come join me. I play most nights now. Oh, you should. There's like no one watching me right now. I'd like that to be more than no one. That'd be great. That'd be... Oh. See you next time, eh?